RSBNetwork.com. Talking to Patriots. I'm going to tell you this, and I'm not making this up. I'm not making this up, Mike Crispi. When I think of New Jersey, I'm not making this up. I think of Mike Crispi. I swear to you. I don't think of Chris Christie. I think of Mike Crispi is what I think about. But anyway, you're speaking before this rally today. How great is that?
It's really an honor of a lifetime. You know, I really am so grateful and honored that the Trump campaign is allowing me to speak on behalf of New Jersey. We've been doing a lot of work to elect President Trump in the state. You know, Brian, all the polling right now has Trump within 5 points in New Jersey. And if he carries New Jersey, I mean, think about that. A Republican hasn't carried New Jersey since 1988. And if we keep it like this, keep it close, keep our foot on the gas, that's going to deplete the DNC resources in states like Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan. They're going to have to send resources to New Jersey. That's going to create a domino effect, and we're going to be on our way to winning the state. So there's so many great people here, Brian, and I'm honored that you synonymize me with New Jersey and not that fat SOB Chris Christie, right? We're Patriots.
I'm not making this up. I think of New Jersey. I think of Mike Crispi. Okay, so what are some of the concerns of New Jersey? You live here. You work here. You got friends, your family. What do they talk about? What is the number one concern?
Well, the number one concern right now, obviously, is a twofold thing. One, it's the unaffordability to live here now. We're in the most moved out of state in the country. Think about that. New Jersey's the most moved out of state. Really is a beautiful place. People don't know New Jersey. We have suburbs. We have the countryside. We have the city. I mean, it's really a beautiful place. So, you know, it's the most moved out of state, which is a shame. That's because the cost of living has become unbearable under all this inflation that's been just absolutely out of control. And that's all spurred by Democrat policy. Second thing that people are upset about, obviously, are the illegals. I mean, the illegals right now are being moved into major cities in New Jersey, like Newark, like Patterson, etc. They go into New York City, and then eventually, a couple months later, they permeate out into our suburbs. So they're being relocated in hotels in suburban areas, and we're paying the bill. So people can't afford to live in this state anymore, and the illegals are getting the tax dollars, and all the tax dollars in New Jersey are doing is going towards funding the schools that are teaching sex ed. So, Brian, this is a crazy situation right now, but it's a perfect recipe for President Trump to capture the hearts and minds of these independent voters here in New Jersey.
You made a great run at the 4th District here in New Jersey last time. You had a great run. First time you've ever gotten into a political race, and you just about took out a long-term congressman in this state. Do you have plans to do it again?
Well, I got to tell you, I mean, it's going to be a really amazing ride. Right now, the focus is to elect President Trump. I think when President Trump gets elected, the country is obviously going to have an immediate turnaround. That's number one, 100% our focus. But I definitely think that the people of this area, we're in South Jersey right now, but a little bit more north, the district that I ran for and represent, Ocean and Monmouth County, it's a Trump district. They want to be represented by a Trump representative. They deserve that. It's the most conservative congressional district, not just in New Jersey, but the whole Northeast United States. So they deserve to have a patriot who stands with the MAGA agenda. They don't have that right now, but we're going to take a look at it in the future. I think we might just have to make it a MAGA district, Brian.
I was told by somebody that the line from the very back to the beginning is over a mile long. Wow. Okay, does that surprise you at all that this many people have showed up on a Saturday afternoon?
No, I mean, it's a beautiful day at the Jersey Shore. And the last time that President Trump was here, he came to Wildwood. He actually did it in the convention center in the freezing cold January, and it was an overflow crowd. I mean, there was literally thousands of people outside. Here's an original right there. So it was an overflow crowd. So this is historic. I mean, I think of like historic scenes in politics. You know, you had like Ronald Reagan on the water with the Statue of Liberty behind him. Think about this. I mean, President Trump here on the boardwalk, on the beach. This is a historic sight. No president's ever done this. So people are going to witness history. Now, you've done a lot of rallies, Brian. I've done some of them with you. Have we ever done one at a beach on the
Never. Never. This is probably the coolest one we've ever had to do. I got to be honest with you.
It's unbelievable.
It is unbelievable. The people seem to be fired up, and it's got a kind of a fair atmosphere because you have the games and the food on the boardwalk, and everybody's in a good mood. You're at the beach, you got seagulls, got the ocean right beside us, cool ocean breeze. But it is a historic day. You speak almost right before the end. I think Doug Burgum speaks after you, if I'm not mistaken. Wow. So you're almost closing this thing out.
That's news to me. I don't even know the speaker lineup. Is that right? No,
I got the list, and you were next to the very last to speak, which is great.
It's a great honor.
But anyway, so you're going to walk out there. This is a big moment, I think, in your political career. People know you in your district. I think people around the entire state are about to find out who Mike Crispi is.
Yes, I mean, our message, to give you a little preview for the people at home, we're going to be backing up the too big to rig claim. Trump is saying we got to be too big to rig in order to win this election. We know that the Democrats cheat. We know that in blue states they have malfeasance. They have it all set up. So what do we got to do? We have to outvote the fraud. How do we do that? We engage the low propensity voters. And if the Democrats are going to do a vote by mail, we're going to do a vote by mail. If they're going to ballot harvest, we're going to ballot harvest. We know they like to shut the machines down on election day like they did to our good friend Kerry Lake. So we're going to overcome that all with a historic groundswell, hit them from every single angle. And that's how we're going to take New Jersey and put the pedal to the metal.
There you go. You're like me a couple of days ago. We saw that judge in Georgia go over all of the missing ballots that they didn't have a ballot, didn't have an image for, or even a physical ballot for a vote. What's your thoughts on, certain states just coming aware of all of this stuff? And we've been doing it for 4 years, but they're just now finding out about it now.
RSBN has been at the forefront of things that now people are going, oh, wow, I can't believe it that they had these, 3,000 votes that were duplicate. You have thousands more where there's no chain of custody. Nobody knows what's going on. RSBN was reporting on it, but the mainstream media was bullied into silence. They're bullied into silence by their advertisers. They're bullied into silence by special interests. RSBN always talked about it. You guys were at the trials. You guys were covering what Rudy Giuliani was uncovering, and they just kicked Rudy Giuliani off the air on 77 WABC radio in New York yesterday for talking about the election.
I didn't know that.
Breaking news. So they kicked off Rudy Giuliani on his show because Rudy Giuliani was exposing it. But RSBN was there, and I think more people are waking up to the fraud. They see the way the Democrats are pushing the envelope. They see these Soviet-style show trials going on that President Trump's getting dragged through. Has to go sit there and listen to these whack-job drug addicts testify on the stand on something that has nothing to do with even what the fictitious charge is, okay? So I think people are waking up and going, they're like, wow, maybe the people who are late to the game here, maybe the guy was right about the whole thing being rigged, because look how they're rigging it brazenly, nakedly in 2024 by trying to keep them in a courtroom because they know that they cannot win in a fair fight.
I think people that have been agnostic, Mike, that has never paid attention to politics, this sham of a Biden trial has pulled them into the whole conversation, and they're starting to say, why is the whole world against this guy? Life was not that bad under President Trump. It was actually really good under President Trump, and maybe I've been lied to by the media for so long.
I mean, what more could you look at than illegal immigrants in New York? They come here. We don't know how they got there. They have nice, beautiful cell phones, okay? And then they go and they get nice, beautiful hotels. And then they get nice, beautiful debit cards with $10,000 on them. What about the people struggling in this country? What about all the hardworking homeless veterans in New Jersey and in New York City all around that were sleeping on the streets? Like, they are the vulnerable. They are the people who need help. I'm all about people in the country who are our own who need help. Let's help them instead of helping the illegals. The Democrats always fancy themselves as the party of the little guys, the party of the working man. But now take a look what they're doing to the working man and the little guy. They're leaving them to die under this horrible economy, under these horrible conditions, and they're giving money and they're giving resources to the illegals just because they want them to get on the voter rolls and become Democrat voters. The jig is up, Brian.
Mike Crispi joining us on the pre-show here. He will speak a little bit later in the day. Speakers start at 2 o'clock. All right, but final thoughts. I know you got to get in there. What's the best thing to eat along this boardwalk?
Well, listen, I'm trying to watch my figure here. We got to be lean, mean, globalist fighting machines here. But, okay, if I wasn't on the diet, funnel cake, Brian. You got to go for the funnel cake. It's nice. It's wonderful. That's a little heavy, okay? But we got some skinny. I know we got a lot of skinny people. We got a little cheat day, a meal action.
Let's make it today a cheat day.
Let's make it a cheat day. The funnel cake's amazing. We love it. And then, listen, I like, as an Italian, little underrated sausage and peppers. It's something only you get at the Jersey Shore from, one paisan to, I'm sure many people out there watching that are Italian. Sausage and peppers on the Jersey Shore boardwalk, one of a kind.
Mike Crispi joining us. Good to see you, my friend. Walking by, that was great. Perfect time of that.
All right.
We'll see you.
Okay,
Thank you. All right, Mike Crispi. All right.